Okay, let's start with the second part. So we were here, we have saved this obviously, so we're gonna say new and make sure that you're in feed, because everything that we're gonna do it's in feed, large objects. Say open, double click perspective, and let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna say box, type box, enter, make sure grid snap is on again from the center, and instead of 30 we're gonna say 3. We're gonna press enter 3 times. That means that the length is also 3 and the height it's also 3. Let's press this guy so we can see this shaded. Okay, the one in the center shades it. We can right click and go to wireframe again, whatever we prefer. I like now to have the shaded format. Okay, next step is doing text objects. You have to search for the text object button and you press it, and what we're gonna do is type solid, thickness 10 and 5. We're gonna have to change this a little bit so it's fine, and just change the letters here, you know, E, and the type of font as you wish. No, so once you say okay, you will have an object like this. Nice. Another object, let's say the K, I don't know, another font, italic, and okay. Cannot create any surface, I don't know why, probably it's probably the font that doesn't found it, so let's try another font. Let's say bold, okay, there you go. If it doesn't work like in my case, it's probably the font that is not found. So, and we press again the text, sorry, and let's search for another font here in the top, whatever euro, and let's call it I don't know, the G for example, and capital, not italic. Okay, there we go. We have 3 objects and a box. The box is 3 by 3, and these are slightly bigger because we're gonna do Boolean operations between these guys and this guy. I'm gonna go to layers and select the 30 letter objects. I'm gonna place them in layer 1. Right click, change object layer, and I'm gonna press once and say letters. Click on the box, right click on layer 2, change object layer, click once, say box. Okay, now we have to place the letters in a way that we like in relationship to the box. So what I'm gonna do is rotate several times, probably scale, and then just locate them in the middle. So I'm gonna say rotate 3D, rotate 3D, and remember 3D we give an axis and then a rotation, and then sometimes just go to Control Tab and go to the view where you have that letter M, move, put it here. I think it's a little bit too big, so I'm gonna say scale, origin point, and 0.5 for example. I'm gonna use this one and move it. They don't have to be inside per se, so you can with no problem move them so part of the letter is outside and not necessarily a center, you know, so you can have something more dynamic. Okay, Control Tab, you see it's not touching. I'm going to select and move and place them so they are always crossing side to side the box. Okay, now I'm going to use this one, go to the top view, move, scale, center point 0.7, move. I'm using sometimes the shortcut, which is M enter. I'm going to place it here. Let's see from the perspective. So you can see it's not crossing. We have to select, move, vertical, and make it cross. Depends on how you're moving things. You're going to have to, at the end, just place the objects crossing the box. Okay, next is this one. We have this direction, we have vertical direction. We want it probably in this direction. Let's say rotate 3D, axis or rotation, this one. I want to rotate it like that. Good. I'm gonna go to that view, I'm gonna scale because it's quite big, 0.7. I'm gonna place it where I think it's more interesting. Let's say here, for example, and it's not crossing, so I'll select it and say move, and move it here. No? Okay, we got it. Something interesting that's going on here. The next step is copying them both, the box and the red guy. Say copy, say in place, and right click at the same time right after say change object layer. Turn it off. That means that we have copied all this in a different layer. So the next step is a Boolean operation. You can go to Solid Tools. This option is Boolean Union. What I'm going to select is all the letters one by one. Press enter at the end. It means that now we only have one object here. Okay, and I'm going to do the next step, Boolean difference. Select the second option, the box, enter the letters, enter. There we go. Sometimes you get pieces in the middle, so just select them and delete them. This is going to be our first piece to study, which is very nice. So I'm going to select that and place it in another layer. Right click, change object layer, turn it off, and turn on the copy that we did before. Simple. We're gonna Boolean union again. You can go to the button here if you want. Select the letters. Enter means that we have only one solid for the letters. And we're gonna do the Boolean intersection. It's either typing it or again this third option. And we're gonna select first the box, enter, second the letters, enter. And we get this interesting piece. We're going to select it, the whole thing, and place it in layer 5, change object layer. What have we done is as simple as creating the mass and the negative of the mass as a result. I'm going to name him by clicking and say, I think this is the glass, which is going to be the interior, and put it, oh, this is not the glass, sorry. We're going to place it as solid. I want to turn the color into gray. And we're going to go to the next one, click and say glass. We're going to change that to a blue. Okay, so this is a good step. Before we send this to render, what I'm going to do is copy this entirely. I'm going to say vertical, place it here, and now what I'm going to do is select the blue objects, deselect these guys, and move the blue, only the blue guys, sorry, vertical. Okay, I don't know if you guys got what I did, but it's as simple as copying the whole thing, putting it vertically on top, selecting from the top one only the blue material, which is the glass material, and moving it vertical. We're going to create out of this a render and an Illustrator file that we're going to put in the same place. Okay, so let's do that. First of all, let's go to properties. Make sure that we're in parallel. We're going to do everything in parallel again. We're going to select a nice view by zooming in and out until we get the nice view out of this, and save that view by right-clicking, set view, name view, save, and we call it my view 2, for example. Say OK. There it is. We can close now. Now we're going to place some control tab in to place a light. Go to standard and or the render tools, select the directional light. There we go. Go to the top view. It's always good to rotate this light and go back to the original view, my view 2, set view, right click, my view too. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we want the background white and some other things. Right click on the sphere, ambient light as we did before, a little grayish, which is good. High quality, 150 pixels as in density, and medium 5 as in anti-aliasing. The background we want solid. In Rhino 4 you have solid already, and we want it white. We don't want to mess around with our things. If you have this checked, uncheck them all, because we don't want any lines here. Okay, so if render is going to take a while, but it's good because it's good resolution. I think I lost it or not. Here it is. It's a little burn, and we obviously forgot to change the materials. No? So let's go to layers. The blue and glass, we have to press the circle, select the bluish, gray something, and give a transparency as glass it is, say 40 for example, and some glossy finish. Reflectivity if you want a bit, but doesn't really matter. And say okay. And solid, we're gonna do gray, and that's it. I think it's fine. Okay, let's render again. So as you can see, takes longer, but it's starting to look much more interesting, no? We can see here how this has transparency. We can see through the rest of the material, and we have in a way displayed the two options separately, no? The next step, we'll do it in the next little video tutorial, is how we put the lines of coming from Rhino into Illustrator and place them together with this image in Illustrator. Okay, so now at this step, once it's finished, it takes long again because it's good resolution. We save it. Probably this case JPEG is good enough. We're getting there, almost there. Done. We save. We call it a module 1 probably, not TIFF. Let's just go to a JPEG option. Save. Good. And let's save also the file, obviously. Let's call it module 1, because it's the one option. We're gonna go to the second part right in the next little tutorial. Okay.